Happy independent, happy anniversary.
Yeah,
we're 63. It's worth celebrating.
Yeah.
But whilst we celebrate, there's something that the Daily Graphic has done, and I thought that we should be hitting it as well.
What did they do?
So they acknowledge that we've come very far in this Fourth Republic. There's peace, there's stability. This is a very peaceful country, but there are also some real challenges out there, and they highlight that. I'll hit on it in the newspapers, and we will open the phone lines. I'll ask you to also send me messages if you agree with some of the challenges outlined, if they are real challenges today as we've turned 63. But good morning to you if you're just joining us. Well, we thank you for making it here on the AM show, spending your holiday with us. Our programming is going all the way to 10, so it's a special extended version of the AM show because of our 63rd anniversary. And Roland, the parade is happening. This is the annual parade that comes with the Independence Anniversary celebration. It's happening for the first time in the Garden City, and I love the way they've celebrated it throughout the week. They're crowning it with a parade today in Kumasi, the Ashanti Regional Capital. But I've got a question, Roland. No, no, I'm not putting that question to you. I have another question to you, our viewers. Roland, I have a question to you. We have a special guest at the 63rd parade, as in today in Kumasi. Who is that special guest? You've got 30 seconds within which to give me an answer.
Well, he's coming from Trinidad and Tobago.
I hate you. Okay, name.
Dr. Keith Rowley.
But why are you behaving like you didn't know it?
No, but you know the way sometimes you make it.
But
I was good. If I had answered you would have gone to the next one. So that was okay.
All right. So we will be asking ourselves a few questions on the show, but we've got to know the newspapers. You're fake. I don't like you.
Okay, then let me ask you.
No way. No way.
No way.
No. You're too mischievous.
Because the question I will ask you will fill up.
So why do you want to ask? There are certain questions that you know your students can't answer. You're still setting. What kind of teacher are you? All right, so we've got very limited newspapers, obviously, because it's a holiday. But the Daily Graphic is out. The Ghanaian Times is out as well. The Daily Guide. So these are the papers that we will be reviewing. But we will go. We will do online as well. We will take a quick round in terms of COVID-19. Also spreading.
Dress really. Who sold this one?
Oh, this is. How could I have forgotten? This is Ajwa Yeboah clothing.
I think today I wore red or something. You know, I'm a fan of
to
red.
Compliment. I probably should have told you, but this is Ajwa Yeboah just for the 63rd anniversary. So if you love it, just go to Ajwa Yeboah Clothing's Instagram. You see, and link up. Let her make
the clothing stores are all on Instagram
for you. All right.
Alice Couture is also on Instagram.
She made your shirts?
She always makes my things.
All right, let's do the Daily Graphic newspaper. Straight up, front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper as we celebrate our 63rd. This is how it looks like. Ghana ingests Israeli stone. National Cathedral construction
you look good. You bring me some drinks.
Begins.
Oh, didn't say be bremian.
I could sue you right now.
Right.
Yeah,
women's rights.
Yeah. So on the front page of the Daily Graphic, which you'll see on your screen in a bit, President Akufo-Addo laying the foundation stone for the commencement of work on the cathedral here in Accra. That happened yesterday. With him, Most Reverend Dr. Samuel Asante and other dignitaries. Picture taken by Samuel Tay Adano, and you'll see that on your screen. We'll wait out for it. But here's the WhatsApp number if you want to get in touch: 0540 10909 0540 10909. Okay, well, so I've got to show you how the front page of the paper looks like today. So that's the banner headline: Ghana ingests Israeli stone. We had an explanation a day before what happened yesterday, so we know why we're doing that, right? Also, Akoto Ampao activates RTI law, seeks information on COVID-19. This is encouraging, so I'll share with you. Also, bounty on Ajahli's killers hits 60,000 Ghana cedis. You remember the assemblyman who was shot and killed in Soga Copper. Well, we're looking for the killers, and if you happen to give a hint that leads to the arrest of the killers, you're likely to get 60,000 Ghana cedis. Let's see the center spread of the Daily Graphic. Trinidad and Tobago seeks Ghana's support in agri sector. That's where the special guests for the 63rd celebration is coming from. Also, Lakehead University Forestry Institute sign agreements. And then there's one more: stop building factories in residential areas. Institution of Engineering is calling on people who do the wrong things. But that's the problem. I mean, if the authorities continue to give them the permits, that's like encouraging them to do the wrong thing. It will be difficult. I wonder how far this call would go. Because there are people who are supposed to ensure that people don't build in the wrong places. And if they go ahead to give people permits or watch them start and finish something, then I don't know how far that call would go. But back page of the paper though, second phase of Swiss funded waste management project launched. That's on the back page. And the graphic, we didn't get the graphic early enough yesterday. That they've been very creative with this whole anniversary. So you think this is part of the story, but this is because of the independence. Exactly. They've been really
because
really
they've been doing a countdown over the last within the week up to now. Yeah.
All right, so let's share a bit of the stories with you on page 18. This is the Akoto Ampao story that I thought, it encourages all of us. He's a privately owned practitioner, a very good one. Anthony Akoto Ampao, he's activated the Right to Information Act by requesting the Ministry of Health and the Ghana Health Service to provide him with answers on coronavirus. That's the COVID-19. So he gives a background to his request in a letter dated March 5th, 2020. He said, while the health and other relevant authorities in other countries with far more robust healthcare systems provided daily information to their citizens on the virus, imposing bans on air travel to and from specified countries where the virus had broken out, with others banning large gatherings and cancelling events likely to involve large crowds, quote and unquote, in Ghana, there does not appear to be the same degree of urgency in our response to the threats and disease poses to our health and economy. He said he had therefore found it necessary to exercise his right to information guaranteed under the Constitution and the Right to Information Act 2019 to seek answers to his questions. The answers, he said, could be in writing to him either by email or through the traditional posts. And
what are his questions?
Okay, so here we go. He wants to know if a centralized structure had been established by the government to tackle the COVID-19 virus threat, and if so, which agencies constituted that structure and how regularly those agencies met. That's just one of. He also wants to know the official channels of communication to the general public on the COVID-19 situation and how the population were updated on the situation of infected countries to allow information to the traveling public. Also, Mr. Ampao wants to know what specific measures were in place at the various points of entry into Ghana, i.e. international airport, seaport, and land ports, considering that Nigeria has recorded a case, how Ghana intended to quarantine suspected cases at the ports of entry, and which authority was vested with the power to recommend travel bans to countries severely affected, such as China, South Korea, Iran, Japan, Italy. Thank you very much, Mr. Ampao. Yesterday, we had a heated conversation here because Roland Walker, my colleague here, thinks that there is enough being done and we're being ungrateful. The point is, Uganda, and this is just a test case because I was listening to the BBC on my way here this morning. Uganda actually has a public service announcement. So this is on radio and television, explaining things to people, to the general public, ordinary people.
Has Brazil.
Okay, so what is there? Like, what can we point to in Ghana, Roland? Tell me. Yesterday I asked you this. It sounded like I was being too loud. So today I've only asked the questions that Mr. Ampao is asking, and he needs answers to. If these things existed, would he be asking?
I think Mr. Ampao doesn't listen to radio and TV very often. So the point is that we've...
Masa.
Why is that you don't want me to talk?
It's the humble pie.
Which humble pie? We've had a number of press conferences that have been organized by the Ghana Health Service. There are some that we've had the Minister of Health present.
Where is the...
I haven't finished. Please. We've had the Minister of Health even go to the plenary or the floor of Parliament to go and brief parliamentarians. The parliamentarians are the representatives of the people, the Ghanaian people, the voters.
So they go home from Parliament every day to go and tell their constituents
and as far as I'm concerned,
about COVID-19.
And as far as I'm concerned, the Ghanaian people, through the complementary efforts of the Ghanaian media, have adequately been informed. We could do better. The president has even taken the step of showing leadership in trying to go through the various processes that the institutions that have been mandated to manage the ports of entry, to ensure that he gives the leadership for people to see.
Have you finished?
And I don't see the reason why.
Have you finished?
We're creating
incredible. I'm not even engaging you on this.
We're creating all these panic attacks.
Let's move on. Let's do really.
Daily on the AM show,
go to page
we give
16.
our viewers which countries have infections, etc.
Thank you, Minister of Health Roland Walker.
No, but the way we make it seem as if nothing is being done, which I think is unfair.
Really,
I'm not the state
okay, so you had me ask the questions that Mr. Ampao is asking, right? Where are the answers?
But Mr. Ampao, okay, we don't have what we have absent is maybe a form of TVC or communication, but.
Where is the public service announcement?
But the media is complementing the
Really?
efforts.
With what?
A lot of information. I'm surprised that you haven't seen.
Songo's fire burned you this morning.
Wow.
Let's go to page 16.
In court. Don't do that.
This is a serious matter. The bounty on the head of the killers of Ajahili in his residence last Sunday has reached 60,000 Ghana cedis. This follows the contribution of 15,000 Ghana cedis by the Volta caucus of members of parliament, some individuals, including former President Jerry John Rawlings, who announced the bounty of 25,000 Ghana cedis, and the vice chairman of the National Democratic Congress in South Tong, Bright Ahu, who offered 10,000 Ghana cedis. Earlier, the Volta regional minister, Dr. Archibald Yao Lecha, had announced a 10,000 Ghana cedis bounty on the head of the criminals. But this is very disturbing to think that this happened on Sunday, and there hasn't been any arrests of anybody linked to these robbers, still creating a lot of uncertainties, particularly in Sogakope. Our prayers still with the family and the people who worked with him, because he was not just an assemblyman. He had quite a bit of businesses, and there were people working with him. So, our prayer really is that we'll find those who did this, who committed this heinous crime. Let's do the back page of the Daily Graphic newspaper, though. Second phase of Swiss-funded waste management project launched. Details of that on the back page. I think I did. Roland's just confusing me again this morning. So let me just do the Ghanaian Times.
I've done nothing.
Here's the
You've
Ghanaian
been following
Times
too many anti-COVID information.
Front page of the Ghanaian Times. National Cathedral construction takes off. President cuts sword for work to begin. Parliament to ban phones in chamber. Obretsema accident victims identified. Ghana marks 63rd Independence Day anniversary today. ECG slaps 49,000 Ghana cedis surcharge on IT company for stealing power. How would Parliament do it, Roland? You've been asking. Well, the full story is on page 4. It says Parliament is to ban the use of mobile phones in the chamber. Majority Leader Osei Mensah Bonsu has hinted the ban, the Swami lawmaker said, will take effect in the next Parliament of the Republic, the 8th of the 4th Republic. Mr. Mensah Bonsu's indication yesterday followed the use of the device by some members who had asked questions during the presentation of the business statement, only to be seen on their phones as their questions were being answered. Okay, he's taken quite a long time to notice this. We've been watching and we know it. Like, sometimes when there's some serious conversation, people are just on their phones doing their own thing.
He's now seeing it.
Yeah, well, because he's now said something about it. I mean, my only conclusion would be he's probably now noticed it because somebody asked the question and when it was being answered, the person was so not interested. They're just on their phones. But it's a societal issue, really. It's not just limited to the chamber. You should see Roland Walker when you're having conversations with him. He would just be on his phone, unless you just snatch one, which I would do because I hate it when I'm having conversations and somebody's on their phone. So it's a whole societal thing. Maybe we should ban the whole society at some point from using their phones. But good luck to Parliament.
Our children are growing up.
I don't know if
I wish you all the best.
In the center spread of the paper, Kumasi Premium Passport Application Center inaugurated. Accra to host World Resources Forum in June. And on the back page of the paper, stop looking at me like that. Independence Day. Oh, I'm not talking to you, the person watching.
I'm even surprised you are uttering these words.
Independence Day Premier League tie. Kotoko target Karela Cup. Charlie, as for Kotoko, when they target people, I don't know why you guys like saying things like that.
That we can do.
We'll just give you one Asoka Deportivo. Okay, so Karela or Asoka Deportivo Kotoko.
You are saying that we're like Tottenham, eh?
Well, also Noguchi outlines measures to avert contracting COVID-19. Because it's a holiday, well, lots of people at home today will share some tips just in case you've been busy throughout the week and you don't have time to watch traditional television like you're doing today. We'll share a lot of information on COVID with you. Roland?
Okay, so let's get to the Daily Guide. Has on the front page, Papavi boys pull down Ghana flag in Ho.
You know the story?
Yeah. They woke up to a flag of the Western Togoland secessionists.
Where it was hoisted, very significant place where we have the regional. So this is like
coordinating office.
Exactly, that's representing the states, if you like, the administrative center.
They didn't have a security person.
We've got lots of agencies, lots of state agencies, very significant state agencies. Yeah. There's the court as well. The High Court is also there. They've got the passport office?
Speaking of, you've been there. You've been there?
I know the place.
Oh.
I mean, I haven't been there. But I've learned about the
because I'm wondering the way you're describing the place as if you know that.
It's exactly what I'm describing. It's very significant. I mean, it's a center. It represents the
seat of government. Social media. I don't believe people. Look at the way you are describing.
But see, the report that I listened to said that there are like 2 poles for the flags, right? But the person I was listening to said he had not seen the national flag being hoisted in a very long while. So he couldn't say if they brought down the national flag to put that on. But I guess from the report, I get the sense there wasn't any flag there at all, and they decided to put.
But the Papavi, where is it in the Republic of Ghana?
Why are you asking? Is it because my name is Mama V?
No.
my Mama V is not from the whole side. It's from Angloga.
No. I do know. It's not because of that. It's just.
But listen, this is also very disturbing because apparently there are people who are quiet but they support. So you can monitor through radio programs when they activate the phone lines. People sharing their views on this group. Who wants a section of the region, they want independence. They want to form their own country.
It's got a historical.
So they've got a lot of support on the ground. They've got a lot of support on the. I think instead of doing that show, that public show, that military, is it like the militia kind of like we've arrested that kind of thing? I think our intelligence service should go on the ground and do like a quiet on the ground operation, because if you do the show like that, I don't know, maybe that's what they're looking for too.
Together needed attention.
Because there are a lot of people who didn't know them, and then once arrests, courts,
it gives them the publicity they need.
Because how could they broad daylight go to a whole regional coordinating council and do that? It's like going to the Jubilee House. Yeah? Well, Anyway, I haven't been there.
Papavi. Anyway, so we have Trinidad Premier in town for 6th match. And then we have Awel Free Namwan. Judge One's story is quite interesting. And you know, now for Men's Gold customers, the way they have to be paid is now through another payment platform for which they have to pay back a percentage of what has been paid them. You know, like some intertwined Bitcoin kind of.
Listen, I the first time I heard that, I said I would be very surprised after everything that we know if somebody actually believes this new system of payment
will work
and they go through it. I mean, your monies are already locked.
So that's how it is.
And
you
you're
get
supposed to
9%,
pay a certain percentage.
9%. Then you pay 5% back.
How does that work?
Yeah.
Like, this is like some cha-cha.
It's so beautiful.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Well, I don't know. I hope that people will see through it and not fall for it. Because if you do, you won't get any empathy at all.
Yeah.
You know?
Anyway, Daily Guide, the back page, Daily Guide Sport says, police investigate Casillas, former keeper of Real Madrid of Spain, etc., but also played in Portugal to end his career. It says, Portuguese authorities said the House of Spain's winning captain on Wednesday as part of an ongoing investigation to alleged money laundering and tax fraud in the world of football. And usually when they want to collect your money after years of playing football, the authorities come to you, you know, because if you tend to look at the reasons why they are charged, it's not their fault. You know, they have managers, their tax consultants, their accountants, their finance managers who manage their receipts. So they advise them that, look, you can buy these bonds offshore, you can put your money in this offshore account, and sometimes the authorities will wait, and 5-10 years later they'll come to you, because each year passes by, and then they also know that it's got implications on how many years perhaps you dodge taxes, etc. And then they come at you. So when you are at the twilight of your career, then they come and collect a chunk of your money.
That's an agency that's working. You know, recently I've been paying a bit of attention to the GRA, and they are so powerful. We shouldn't be talking about not generating enough money. They're just not activating.
You mean the regulations that set them up?
Exactly.
Yes.
They're just not activating it. Not tracing.
Yeah.
Okay, now
we do have the story about Ronaldinho hot over fake passports, and you read the story as well. It says former Brazil forward Ronaldinho is being held by the police in Paraguay for allegedly using a fake passport to enter the country, authorities say. Now, the police searched a hotel in the capital, Ascension, on Wednesday, where the star had been staying with his brother. Paraguay's interior minister told the ESPN Brazil that the pair had not been arrested but under investigations. Minister Euclides Echeverdo said they deny wrongdoing and are cooperating with the authorities. In 2019, the player reportedly had his Brazilian and Spanish passport confiscated over unpaid taxes. Ronaldinho will be heard at 8 in the morning on Thursday. That was yesterday, according to...
Okay.